Welcome to Subramani. Uh, Spending 40-50 lakhs on a wedding to me does not sound like a very great idea. But this is the wedding season, and I thought it is right to be talking about a few weddings which I have attended already this season. The best one was where they spent, I think, about 1.5 lakhs on the wedding. That's it. Proper traditional wedding, maybe 1.8 lakhs. That's it. They did it in a small temple, invited few people, and had one dish. One was a puri bhaji and one gulab jamun, and they had some drinks, soft drink obviously, and that's it. That's what they spent. I know this girl right through school and college, and very simple girl, put her head down and walk, not the very glamour seeking kind of a thing, and maybe her father had made a little bit of a mess in his money. Had not left a will, not left a nomination. That apart, that has nothing to do with the daughter. But she did not want too great a wedding, and 1.5 to 2 lakhs is what she spent. And I thought that was the minimum, because she had to still call the neighbors and first round of cousins, etc., but did not do a big song and dance routine about it. But then I also attended another wedding where I could visibly see about 40-50 lakhs being spent on that particular venue, right? How do you keep everybody happy? There is a lot of liquor flowing. Liquor was flowing left, right and center, and everybody was having a great time, and that's it. So liquor flowing costs money, right? You hold it in a club, you hold it in a hotel, doesn't really matter. Liquor costs money, corkage charges, all those things add up. Then there was another wedding with which is halfway between the two, spending about 25-30 lakhs. My argument is very simple. It does not make sense to spend so much money on a wedding, especially if the money is tight. When you talk of Mukesh Ambani spending 700 crores on the wedding, please see his net worth and see 700 crores divided by his net worth. Are we going to spend that much? If you are going to have, let's say he has a net worth of 1 lakh crores. On 1 lakh crores, 1% is 1000 crores, and this is 0.7%, right? So are you going to spend 0.7% of your net worth, which means if you have a net worth of 10 crores, right, 1% of that becomes 10 lakhs, and your marriage budget should be 7 lakhs. Is that the ratio in which we are spending, right? That's the question to ask. Then people, especially young boys and girls, turn and say, "Oh, it was always been like that." No, you're wrong. It has now become a huge industry. There are wedding planners, then there are photographers, and it's ridiculous. People spending 5-6 lakhs on photography, perfectly all right. But then when the photographs come, it is lying in some pen drive. You're too lazy or too bored to sit and edit. It's a lot of effort from your side after the photographs have been put in a pen drive and given to you. And I know at least 2-3 weddings where the bride has not found time to give back the stuff to the photographer so that it can come back as a final product. I think then it's ridiculous to spend that kind of money on photography, right? So everything, or doing multi-locational weddings, right? So one wedding happening in the boys' house, one wedding happening in the girls' place of residence. When I say house, I mean in the city, right? And third one happening in the place where the boy or girl or the girl's father, somebody is staying, right? So having multi-location again makes it expensive, because each location will cost you at least 10-15 lakhs depending on the number you call. Absolutely no control over what is happening. Now 45-50 lakhs, let us say a 28-year-old boy is getting married to a 26-year-old girl, right? So let's say that's the average, or it could be 30 and 28, doesn't really matter. Do they have that kind of money? Do they have 40 lakhs to invest in a wedding? Is it really worthwhile? Is it worthwhile wearing so much of coordinated colors and having photographer, caterer, then everything else, and the last person, or the person paid the least, is the priest who is getting you married, right? Now there we want to crib, and I have nothing against you. You don't want to get married, have a registered marriage, that's also fine. You want to have a great marriage, that's also fine. But the question is, consider the alternatives, what you can do with that money. 40 lakhs on your wedding at the age of 28, assuming the money belongs to the boy and the girl, which means it's a joint money of these young 28 and 26-year-old couple. It can really work wonders for you for whatever goals you have, right? But then the argument is, oh, we have gone to so many weddings, we have eaten now, eaten there, so now we have to call our friends and relatives, etc. So that's great, but then look at how marriages were a few years ago, maybe 5-6 decades ago, not really 2-3 decades ago, 5-6 decades ago, or maybe 8-10 decades ago. It was not such a big commercial function, right? Sorry. 5-6 decades ago, weddings were held at home, right? So I remember attending one of those weddings, which was in the house of the bride. The bridegroom would travel there, spend 2-3 days there, and that's it. Then they would part. So you had to make arrangement for their accommodation. Now, cut to today. The boy is from Delhi, or let's say the boy is from Delhi or some other place, and the girl's family is in Bombay. Now the girl's family in Mumbai has to make arrangements for some 200 people to stay or 85 people to stay or something like that. We have lost the ability to live in one place. I remember there used to be one big hall, and everybody would sleep there, right? There used to be 1 loo, 2 loos, maybe, whatever. How we got ready, I have no clue, but that's what we did. And this I'm talking through my schooling times. And after that, now, when somebody comes, you need to put them up in a hotel. You have to make sure that there is bed tea available. Each person goes into their own room, so the fact that they are together doesn't really help, except late night drinking, playing cards and things like that, and that too not in a social kind of a way. Everybody creates their own groups, separates, meets, and the whole thing is, how much do you wish to spend? Do you wish to spend that much on a wedding? I liked what one young girl told me long ago. I've quoted that also. She said, wedding expenses are only 50,000 rupees. Anything above that is a tamasha. Whoever wants the tamasha pays for it. If the girl wants it, she pays for it. If the boy wants it, he pays for it, or the respective parents, somebody pays for it, right? Well, I don't know. If you are given the choice of saying, if you call your daughter and say, here is a check for 1 crore, put it in your bank, this is the amount which you are going to spend on your wedding. I don't have a budget beyond this. Do you think that she's going to spend that 1 crore on her wedding, or is she going to say, oh, let's use it more sensibly? I have nothing against big weddings. They help caterers, they help florists, they help the hotels, they help everybody. I'm perfectly all right with that. But the question is, how much are you willing to spend out of your own money for your wedding, and without any proof that the amount of money spent at a wedding is not directly proportional to how successful the marriage is going to be? Think about it. Not everybody needs to spend 50 lakhs on a wedding, but if you want to spend 50 lakhs, I'm very happy. I've attended weddings where the rent for the hall alone, hold your breath, a few years ago was 1 crore. Fairly obvious, that was Jaipur, right? So I've attended all kinds of weddings. I'm quite amused when I attend some very, very expensive weddings where liquor is flowing. And I'm very amused when I see people spending 1.5 lakhs on a wedding in Mumbai in 2022. Right? It's good fun seeing this. So I just thought, see as a percentage of your net worth, how much are you spending, and if you're happy with that number, go ahead, but don't borrow and spend. Like I keep saying, the money being spent on the wedding by an auto rickshaw driver for his sister or his daughter is much higher than the amount of money being spent by a Virat Kohli or a Deepika Padukone or what the Ambani spent on their wedding. As a proportion to their net worth, they're spending much less than what many of us are. Thank you.